right. Shalom Yahbashim Yahushai Barakatam to the brothers. Shalom Yahushua Alatah Bashim Yahushai to the sisters. Today is, as you all know, the Sabbath service. And today we are going to be going over the topics of whores and whoremongers and how it leads to the destruction of our nation. Now, I know we go over whores and whoremongers quite a bit. You know, you hear it often, adulterers, adulteresses, whores, whatnot. Sadly, it's still a continuing issue within our kingdom, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And until kingdom come, well, we don't have to deal with this anymore. We're going to continue to press on this issue.
Right.
So I'm going to give everybody a moment to check in. And once everything's good, we'll get started.
Make sure it sounds well.
This one time's up. Give a few more moments before we get started.
While waiting, get your wine, get your oil, get your incense burning. Do it up for the Lord.
Yep, that's the copy. All right, so we're about to get started. Before we do, sisters, remember to cover your heads. Brothers, make sure your heads are uncovered. So, all right. And Mijum is myself and the brother up here.
So I'm gonna stop because I can't see.
That's 12.
Good.
Sar, face me. Left hand. No left hand. Oh, yeah. All right. Sar.
La Yasharala.
Which means to Israel. Sar, face me. Sar. Go ahead and select. Later, actually, we do. Select. Okay. So now, scroll. Sorry, face me. Actually,
Yes.
got it. Yeah. Sorry. All right. Amadim upon Yahakwadam, which means to rise and face the east. We get started with the Lord's prayers.
Prayers up.
Ready? Read in Hebrew. All right, first we're going to get started in the Hebrew. The Lord's Prayer.
We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shemkah.
Shemkah.
Hayah.
Yep.
Salakia. Shemkah.
Shemkah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malak with Ka.
Malak with Ka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Ratazaka.
Ratazaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
By Ratazak.
Barataza.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Nathanyanawa.
Nathanyanawa.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Call.
Call.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalakwa.
Wasalakwa.
Kabawakwa.
Kabawati.
Kasalakwa.
Kasalak.
Kabawak.
Kabawati.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Tabawana.
Tabayana.
Basanwan.
Banasaiwan.
Abal.
Abal.
Hawashinawa.
Hawashinawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Rad.
Rad.
Kayat.
Kayat.
Lakat.
Lakat.
Hamalakwa.
Hamalakwa.
Wala'ala.
Waha'ala.
Wahataparat.
Wahataparath.
Wahataparat.
Wahataparath.
Lamwa.
La'olamyam.
Aman.
Aman. So now we have the Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not. Into temptation. But deliver us. From evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. We're going to go over the Hakak, which is the power in the Hebrew.
Hakak in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'asham. Yahushai. Babakashah. Nathanyanawa. Hakak. Larapa'ah. Makala. Wakal. Madawa. Hakak.
Latahar.
Matazarayim. Hakak. La'akwayim. Hamathiam. Hakak. Al Rakawat. Hatamala. Salakia. Lagarashun. Ba'asham. Yahushai. The water.
Aman. Hakak, which is the power in Hebrew. What's like in the English? Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
We're going to go over the blessings in the Hebrew.
The blessings in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Ma'aka Allah.
Wa Ma'aka Allah.
Wayam.
Wa Alahayim.
Walahayam. It's like it. Matazab Ya'ah.
Matazab Ya'ah.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawap Yahana.
Ha Alawapyam.
Ha Alawapyam.
Hasaranyam.
Hasaranyam.
Hakwatazayanyam.
Akwatazayoyim.
Hakayayoyam.
Hakayayoyim.
Waha Akyam.
Wa Akwathyam.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'asham.
Ba'asham.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
The water.
The water.
Amen.
Amen. The blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yohanan.
Commanding General Yohanan.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalms. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
All. Ahariam.
Ahariam.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Yabah.
Yabah.
Isaiah.
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 Ma'aim.
Ma'aim.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shemaiah.
Shemaiah.
Wa. Ratazah.
Waratza.
Al Yathan.
Alathan.
Lamawat.
Namawat.
Ragolka.
Regalka.
All. Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana.
Hana.
La'a.
La'a.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yashun.
Yasham.
Shawamar.
Shalamar.
Yasharala.
Yasharala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazolka.
Tazalka.
Al Yad.
Ayad.
Yanyunka.
Yaminka.
Yawam. Salakia. Yawamam.
Yawam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'a.
La'a.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarath.
Wayarab.
Bayalat.
Ba'alat.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makal.
Makal.
Rai.
Rai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Athnapashka.
Atnapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Tazaafka.
Tazaapka.
Wawaafka.
Wawa'aka.
Maitha.
Ma'atha.
Wa'ai.
Wa'ai.
Iwalam.
I will learn. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord,
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee
The Lord shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and coming in,
And
thy coming in,
and thy coming in,
and from this time forth,
and from this time forth,
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayam.
Alahayim,
All. Damayat.
Damayat,
Lakat.
Lakat,
All. Takarash.
Sakarash,
Wa'al.
Wa'al,
Ashakwat.
Tashakwat,
All.
Kayat,
Kayat. Hana.
Hana,
Awayabika.
Ayubika,
Yahama.
Yahamayim,
Yawan.
Yawan, Yawan,
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash,
Al.
Amaka,
Amakah. Ya'irwa.
Ya'awa,
Sawadah.
Sawadah,
Wayatha.
Waitha,
Yaitazawa.
Waitazawa,
Al.
Io,
Tazapawanyaka.
Tazapawanyaka,
Amarwa.
Amarwa,
Lakawa.
Bakawa.
Wanakakidim,
Olakakidim.
Magoya,
Magoya.
Wala'a,
Wala'a.
Yazakar,
Yasakar.
Shum,
Shum.
Yasharala,
Yasharala.
Awada,
Awada.
Kawa,
Kawa.
Salakia, Kaya,
Kaya.
Naitazawa,
Naitazawa.
Laba,
Laba.
Yakadwa,
Yakabwa.
Aliyaka,
Ayakat.
Baryath,
Barak.
Yakarathwa,
Yakarakwa.
Salakia, Ahalia,
Ahalia.
Idawam,
Adawam.
Wa,
Wa.
Yashamai,
Yashamai.
Alayam,
Adawam.
Salakia, Mawa'aba,
Mawaba.
Wahagaria,
Wagaria.
Gabal,
Gabal.
Wamayawan,
Wamayawan.
Waimalak,
Wamalak.
Palashah,
Palashah.
Am Yashabia,
Amnishabia.
Tazawar,
Tazawar.
Gum,
Gum.
Ashawar,
Ashawar.
Nalawa,
Nalawa.
Imam,
Iman.
Hayawa,
Kaiwa.
Zarawai,
Zarawai.
Labunya,
Labanya.
Lawat,
Lawat.
Salah,
Salah.
Aisha,
Aisha.
Laham,
Laham.
Kamadian,
Kamadian.
Kasaya,
Kasiyah.
Sara'ah,
Sarah.
Salakia, Kayabian,
Kayabian.
Banakal,
Banakal.
Kwayash,
Kwayash.
Wan,
Wan.
Nasham, Salakia, Nasham Adwa,
Nashawat. Slakia. Nashawat.
Salakia, Nasha Madwa,
Nashawat. Nava.
Bayan,
Bayan.
Dara,
Dara.
Hayawa,
Iowa.
Daman,
Daman.
Labat, Salakia, Ladama,
Ladama.
Shayatamwa,
Shayatomwa.
Nada,
Nadat.
Yamawa,
Yamawat.
Kaira,
Kaira.
Wakaza Abba,
Wakazaba.
Wakazabat,
Wakazabat.
Wakatazol,
Wakatazal.
Manai,
Manai.
Ka,
Paul.
Nasayakamwa,
Nasamakiwa.
Ashar,
Aisha.
Amarwa,
Amarwa.
Nai, Salakia, Naar, Salakia, Nayar Shah,
Mayasha.
Lanawa,
Nanawa.
Af,
Ah.
Nawaf,
Nawat.
Alayam,
Alwam.
Aliyah,
Aliyat.
Shayatamwa,
Shayatomwa.
Kagogala,
Kagogla.
Kakwash,
Shakwash.
Lapunya,
Lapanya.
Rawaka,
Owak.
Kaash,
Kaash.
Tabarya,
Tabayat.
Tabarya, Yaira,
Yaira.
Wa,
Wa.
Kalaba,
Kalaba.
Talahat,
Talahat.
Harayam,
Hadaram.
Kun,
Kun.
Tharadatma,
Tabadatma.
Irika,
Asa Africa.
Babasa,
Babasa.
Wapaka,
Wapaka.
Thaba Halum,
Tabahalom.
Mala,
Malak.
Panyahum,
Panahum.
Kualawan,
Palawan.
Waya,
Waya.
Bakwashwa,
Wakwashwa.
Shamka,
Shemka.
Yahawa,
Yahawa.
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa.
Waya,
Waya.
Bahawa,
Wahawa.
Adyai,
Ayai.
Waya,
Waya.
Kaparwa,
Kaparwa.
Waya,
Waya.
Abadwa,
Abadwa.
Waya,
Waya.
Daiwa,
Daiwa.
Kaya,
Kaya.
Ada,
Ada.
Shamka,
Shemka.
Yahawa,
Yahawa.
Labaka,
Labaka.
Aliwan,
Ayawam.
Alcohol,
Alcohol.
Haratiza.
Power. Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thou silence, O God,
Hold not thy peace,
and hold not thy peace,
and be not still,
and be not still,
O God.
O God,
For lo,
for lo,
thine enemies make a tumult,
thine enemies make atonement,
and they that hate thee
and they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people,
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
come,
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation,
that the name of Israel
that the name of Israel
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee,
They are confederate against thee,
the tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites
of Moab,
of Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gebal,
Gabal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also is joined with them.
Assur also was joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah.
do not unto them,
Do
do unto them,
unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of
at
Kison,
the brook of Kison,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They become as done for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
And like Zaid.
And like Zaid.
Yea.
Yea.
All their princes.
All their princes.
As Zabah.
As Zabah.
And as Zalmunna.
And as Zalmunna.
Who said. Let us take to ourselves.
Let us take to ourselves.
The houses of God.
The houses of God.
In possession.
In possession.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the fire burneth a wood.
As the fire burneth the wood.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So persecute them.
With thy tempest.
With thy tempest.
And make them afraid.
And make them afraid.
With thy storm.
With thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Lord.
O Lord.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
And troubled forever.
And troubled forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
And perish.
That men may know.
That men may know.
That thou.
Whose name alone.
Is Yahweh.
Is Yahweh.
Art the most high.
Art the most high.
Over all the earth.
Over all the earth. Sorry, face me. All right, let's get the most high hand.
A little bit lower.
That's fine as far as the height. I just want to make sure you're in. So today, as we said before, we're going to be going over whores and whoremongers and how it leads to the destruction of our nation. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, how does being a whore or whoremonger lead to the destruction of our nation? Well, we sadly have grown up in a community where we have not been taught the law. A lot of people in our nation are ignorant to the laws of the Most High. For example, I believe it's Exodus chapter 20, verse 14, thou shalt not commit adultery, but we have a common misconception of what adultery is. So we're going to be covering a couple of things throughout this lesson. We're going to be covering, obviously, over the whores and whoremongers, but we're also going to be covering what a wicked woman is, how to avoid a wicked woman, and also how brothers today need to take accountability for their actions and what you should do to better lead your family and the women around you. So at first, we are going to be going over Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10 through 17. Priest and officer Natazak will be reading it in the Hebrew, and we'll give the breakdown. Send me over there. 30, 31, and 10.
31 and 10?
Proverbs 31 and 10.
Oh, 31 and 10. So
31 and 10. No, no sweat, you good.
Okay. Ashta Haya Maya Ya Ma Taza Dara Apa, so like a Dara Aqua, Mapa Mapanaya, Naya, Naya, Maba, Ra, Maba, Ra, Ha, Maba, Ra, Ha, Ba, Ba, Bata, Bataha, Baha, Ba, Ba, Baai, La, Baai, Ya, Laha, Dasha, La, Hi, Ha, Ya, Sarah, Ga, Gama, Ta, Daya, Salakia. Gama, Ta, Hada, Ta, Tada Ba, La, Ha, Ya, Ra, I, Bala, Ya, Ha, Ya, Ra, Salakia. Ra, Rasha, Ha, Taza Ra, it's like Taza Ka, Dapa Dapa Shaf, Ya, Yam, Dapa Da, Rum, Aisha, Ba, Hai, Pa, Taza, Ba, Ba, Bapa, Ya, Ha, Ya, Da, Ba, Aba, so like it. Na, Ya, Na, Ya, Dath, Sha, Da, Ar, Ra, Shada, Ara, Ma, 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 Mamar, Ak, Da, Ba, Ya, A, La, Ha, Ma, Ha, Da, Kama, Ba, Da, Ra, La, Ya, Laha. I'm on 15 now.
That's what. Take your time.
Data, Kama, Ba, Da, Ra. It's like it. Ba, the ka, la ya, la a, la ha, the da, da da, to ra, pa, it's like it, to ra, to ra, to ra, to za, la, la ba, ha, la ba, ya, daya, daha, the ha, the ha, qua, ka, la, la ba, I, ra, the, ya, yaha, za, zama, maha, sha, shar, sharha, da, da, ka, ha, har, so like it, da, da, ka, ha, han, ma, pa, ra, ya, ba, pa, yaha, ba, ta, I, ba, ta, I, ba, ta, I, ha, ba, ra, ma, ha, ga, ra, ha, ba, I, the, za, ma, mata, baya, ha, da, data, a, ma, taza, za, zara, I, the, daya, ha, and that's it. Let's give it a hand. And we're gonna, I'm gonna get that in the English, and it's once again, it's Proverbs 31, verse 10 through 17. Proverbs 1, verse 10. It's always good to practice on the Hebrew, practice on the Lashawan Kadash. You want to get that in English? Copy. Okay.
All right. So we are in the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 10. We're going to go over examples of what a virtuous woman is. Verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Verse 11. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. Now, what is this giving an example of? This right here is giving an example of a righteous sister, a wife, who has gained the trust of her husband. Now, you would think, obviously, if this is this brother's wife, that he should already trust her, correct? Well, sadly, in today's age, there's a lot of, for lack of a better term, pouring around.
All right.
And sisters have to remember that you are an extension of your husband. And whatever you do at all times, you are representing your husband.
Right.
So when it says that for her price is far above rubies, think of a woman like a diamond, right? Now, we've all seen jewelry, diamonds. rubies, such and so forth. Let's say I got two different diamonds. In my left hand, this diamond is untouched. It's no scratch marks, no smudges. It still holds its value. You understand? But then in my right hand, I got another one that's all dinged up, it's cracked, right?
Right.
Which one are you gonna prefer? If you're in the right state of mind, I hope you're going for the one that's in my left hand. Have that same concept for a woman. How a woman carries herself, that is what brothers should be looking for. And sisters, always remember, you never know who's watching, right? Even when you're alone, remember that there's an angel looking over you right now. He's writing reports on everything that you do, both good and bad for the Most High.
Right.
All right. And if your cons are outweighing your pros, sis, I'm gonna tell you right now, you better get it together while you still can, because Most High is not playing. You see what's going on in this world right now. It's all types of destruction, right? And this has been going on for centuries. So we're gonna go.
If I may also,
go ahead.
Like what the brother was talking about as far as like the value and the devalue. A lot of that value, I would say majority of the value, which pretty much I would honestly just prefer all, it's within her characteristics and her morals and her perspective of how she sees life and how she wants to serve the Most High. Like the women that we got today is what I call modern day women. They just value a dollar. Right. You got women, they want to put their body on the line to get that vacation they wanted, to get that nice shoe that they've been looking at the Louis Vuitton store. That like they'll literally shame themselves and they'll receive a man using their bodies however he sees fit, just to, you know what I mean, get these materialistic things, which probably won't even be in style the next couple of months, which probably won't even, you know what I mean, something that could easily be broken. But you know what I mean, like your body is less valuable than this materialistic thing. Like I'll say, like women will sit there and literally put their pouch that holds life on the line for a pouch that holds cigarette lighters and tampons, and you know what I mean, like just, you know what I mean, like this you're putting your life at risk just for something that is going to hold your wallet, like, you know what I mean, or something that's going to hold your glasses. Like it's just like it's like this brainwashing that's going on right now, and it's like a modern thing. It's in the music, it's in what you see in movies. Like, you know what I mean, you can't watch a Tyler Perry movie without it. If you are watching Tyler Perry, I prefer you don't, but you know what I mean, like you can't watch a TV show without it. Like it's like, if a man is not bringing materialistic things to you, then he holds no worth. And they're just telling you that because you are so worthless that you just need to find you a man that has materialistic things, because that's all you're worth. You know what I mean? That's lucky.
Oh no, you two out. What the brother's bringing out is so heavy. If I may, just to give an example of what you're speaking on, you know, we all have social media, whatever, you know, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever. And look, let's be real right now. Anytime you go on any form of social media, what do you see? You see literally hundreds of thousands of sisters, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women, who are presenting themselves in a whorish manner.
Right.
What's a whorish manner? Okay. Being extremely revealing, always in a provocative stance. So, you know, I'm gonna tell you right now, if it wasn't for the filters that some of these companies have for these social media platforms, sisters will be putting a lot more on there.
Right.
I pray you understand.
Right.
And why are they doing this? They're doing this because they like the attention. Now, hold on. Let's keep going. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 31, verse 12.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 31 and verse 12. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.
Keep reading.
Count. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands.
Now, this is giving examples of a diligent, disciplined woman right here. You know, I just want to take a second. Let's clap it up for the sisters. I I superintend under the manager. I just want y'all to know that the work that y'all do does not go unnoticed. Even if you feeling down, whatever it is that you're going through in your life right now, everything that of what you do is greatly appreciated by, first and foremost, the Most High, Christ, and your nation. Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, Israel. We appreciate everything that you do. Don't think that anything you're doing is going unnoticed. It says that she seek, Slakia. Verse 12 says, she will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. You see that? Now what's being evil? Being evil is, you got a man and you're sleeping around with other men behind his back. That's being evil. All right, but it doesn't even have to go towards adultery. Let's say you're not cheating on your man, right? Belittling your man, constantly arguing with him. Now, let's be realistic. Marriage is not always sunshine and rainbows. You're gonna have, your issues here and there, but it should never be anything that's going to break the bond between you and your husband. Work it out, talk it out, communicate. Right? If there's something bothering you, communicate with this brother. This is your husband, right? He's over you.
It's like, if I may also, like, it should never leave that house also. Unless it's being put to counsel, it should never leave that house. I've seen women get a perspective on their man just off the simple fact of speaking badly about him outside of the household. They'll sit up and then they'll wait till he leaves, they'll get on the phone and they'll call their best friend who's willing to give that ear because she's just as miserable. You know what I mean? And they'll keep yapping about, oh, he doesn't do this and he does this and he does this. And that's that gossiping, that speaking down on your man to others, that develops a mind state where it's a seed that's being implanted in your head. So that seed is literally it'll eventually lead into hatred. You'll start to hate your man. You'll start to try to look for things that other people are getting that you feel like that you're not getting because they so-called posting to make it seem as if they all happy-go-lucky. All like, I swear, social media is like, you know what I mean? It could be used for good and evil, but the majority of the time it's used for evil. But you know what I mean? It's like that seed gets planted. You grow that hatred for your man, and you start to look at him a certain type of way. So you start to want to be displeasing to him purposely just because you know that these little things would irritate him. Oh, I'm not going to do this. So because I know he's going to get pissed off at her. I'm not going to do. And it's just it's dysfunctional. Like and the Lord doesn't like that at all. You know what I mean? You should treat your man how you would treat the Lord, like if he was in front of your face. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like in the flesh. Like, but I mean, just going off your point, Salakia.
No, you two what you're bringing out is extremely heavy right now. The gossiping, that's a big one. That's definitely a big one. Whatever is going on in your household with your husband, look, that's between you and him. Good and bad. Please, 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 I'm telling you right now, do not run around and speak on whatever issues that you have with your husband to other people. Especially, this is just some advice for sisters, and this is for brothers too. Be careful who you socialize with outside of this truth. Yes, there's brothers and sisters who are still in the world right now, and Lord allow it, we'll get more of them in here. But you need to be mindful and wise of who you associate with, especially sisters. I've seen it happen too many times. Like for example, you could be at the slave. Let's say there's a sister, she's married, right? Got a man, and you go and talk, you go and mingle, it's okay, that's fine. But there's been too many times where I have seen sisters talk horribly about their man. I mean, like airing out his whole dirty laundry to these women. What you don't understand is, one, you are, Salakia, if I can you give me Proverbs 12:4? Salakia. What you are doing is you are destroying your man's reputation. They don't even know who this man is. You got it? Go ahead, read the
book of Proverbs, chapter 12 and verse 4. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband.
She is a crown unto her husband. Go ahead, read.
But she that maketh ashamed is a rottenness in his bones.
You see that? That's why I'm going more on the reputation of your man. Now, if you're speaking ill willfully of your husband to everybody else around you, what does that say about him?
Man.
All right. And what you don't realize is demons love company. Let me say that one more time for y'all. Demons love company.
Right.
Y'all ever heard that term, misery loves company? Have you ever heard that before? Okay, so, well, in a sense, misery is a demon. Depression, doubt,
right.
Those are demons. Feeling
right.
bad about yourself. Demons like to dwell with other demons. So
right.
you might not even realize it, sis. There might be a sister that is hating on you. She is angry because you have a man in your life.
Right.
You have a stable household, you got kids, and what does she want to do? She wants to be a whore. She wants to go to the club. She wants to, shake her behind, dress provocatively, have, I'm going to find a different term, a side Negro, to put it like that.
Right.
That's how she wants to live her life, but she hates herself. You might not see it, but she hates herself.
Right.
And she wishes she had what you had. But that demon in her is deceiving her. Now, when you are speaking ill willfully of your man to this person who you think is your friend, what do you think she's going to do? She is going to tell you, oh, you should leave him.
Right.
Right.
You know what? Come out to the club with me. Forget about him. We going to have our own fun. And just like the whore that she is, she's going to want to grab you and bring you into what she's doing.
Right.
She's going to lead you and say, oh, such and such, Tyrone down the street, he really likes you. I know you got a man, but I ain't going to say nothing. It's okay. We'll keep it as our little secret. Do not fall into that trap. I'm telling you right now.
Right.
Do not do it. Whatever issues you got going on with your husband, keep it with him. And like the brother brought up earlier, look, if you need to get some counsel, we provide that here. Okay? Not me, but there are brothers who provide counsel for your marriage. Okay?
Right.
In a professional environment.
Right.
Do not run your mouth to everybody else about what your husband is doing, and vice versa. This is for the brothers too,
right?
Because we're talking about whores and whoremongers. All right, brothers. Look, I know we talk, but don't sit here and do the same to your woman. Keep it in house. Don't destroy her reputation either. She's representing you, right? So if you talking badly about her, you really talking bad about yourself.
Right.
You see what I mean? So you need to be mindful of that. Communicate and communicate and deal with it within the house.
So like if I may too, like pretty like just very heavy what you said, like as far as like speaking bad about that person is just making that person look bad, but also it's making you look bad also.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
yes.
This is the person. This time and time again, like I would see women in the world, they on social media or they in the work area complaining about the man, and then a couple of months later, complaining about that man,
Right.
Like it just gets to a point like you're with that person. That's who you're with. So you just consistently just talking badly about them. You're not seeing any results other than just you speaking negatively. Like you're with that person forever. So you might as well just, honestly, a good woman and a good man, they should be speaking highly at all terms about each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I said, unless it has to do with counsel and then you have to take it to counsel. But when it comes to speaking on someone's reputation that's with you forever, you want them to have the best reputation ever because that reputation is part of your reputation. Otherwise, your reputation is going to be I get with wicked women. You know what I mean? Like, and especially like if you already in the truth and like if you're in the world, okay, pretty much a wicked man's gonna find a wicked woman. So you know what I mean. If you,
I am so glad you
Right.
said that. Salakia, if I may,
Right, yeah, go ahead.
because you you blazing right now. I don't want to cut you
no,
off.
you good.
If I could, can I get Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 20? Yeah, Doctor.
I got it.
Okay, just let me know when you the water. And what the brother is bringing out is extremely heavy. And we're going to go over it right now, because I don't want to tell you anything that's not in the scriptures.
Right. Slocky, 26 and 25 or 20, 23.
Slocky, you there?
Con, I was what verse?
It's Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 20.
Okay, Con.
The water.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and verse 20. When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field, sow it with thy own seed, trusting in the goodness of thy stock.
That's heavy.
Keep reading. Slocky.
Verse 21. So thy race which thou leavest shall be magnified, having the confidence of their good descent.
Keep reading.
And harlot shall be accounted as spittle.
As what?
As spittle.
Say it one more time.
As spittle.
As spittle. Read.
But a married woman is a tower against death to her husband.
We keep reading.
Verse 24. Like it. 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man.
Say that one more time for me, Baba Kashah.
Come. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man.
Y'all hear that, right? A wicked woman is given as a portion unto a wicked man. Remember when I said earlier, your woman represents you? So let's say I got a rib or ribs and she's just wilding out all the time. Like you brought up earlier, every time we got an argument or, we just button heads for whatever reason, she just on Facebook. Nights is on, you know what I mean? Or vice versa. What if I get with a woman who is a whore? She likes to sleep around with other men. She likes to entertain other men. She doesn't want to be loyal. She doesn't want to serve the Lord. She wants to be combative all the time. Again, if you're having issues with your husband and it's not getting dealt with, get counsel if you have to, or just keep it in-house. Respect one another. Communicate. Because the kind of woman you have says a lot about you. Now, let's say you got a woman and she's just immaculate, right? She's always taking care of you, taking care of the house. She serves the Lord. She respects you genuinely.
Right.
She don't even entertain other brothers. Salaki. I was listening to J. Cole on the way over here, and it was I'm paraphrasing. I can't remember the exact line he said, but it was something about, if Michael B. Jordan called my woman, she ain't even gonna pick up. Something like that, right? But that's just take that into perspective. Nobody should be able to get at your woman.
Yeah.
That's your woman. Nobody. What you got?
Yeah, no. Well, I'm gonna touch on what y'all brothers saying, because what y'all putting out heavy. I feel like when a woman go on social media, talking to other women about their man, or men also, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like a cry for help, come save me. That's how I look at it, because it's like all these men is gonna be all in your DMs after this, and they don't wanna. They're not trying to come rescue you. They just trying to come sleep with you.
Exactly.
You know
Right.
No, what you bringing out is facts. Right. Straight facts. All right. That's another thing. I'm so glad you brought that up, because that's another point I wanted to make. Sisters have to stop doing that also, because there are a lot of predators out there, right? These men that are all up in your DMs and trying to like your photos when your man's not around and whatnot, they want to sleep with you.
Right.
That's all it is. They look at you as a piece of meat that they want to take home for the night. And once they're done with you, they're going to pass you off to the next dude. And what did you just do? You just destroyed yourself.
Right.
You got a man already. What are you entertaining these other dudes for?
Right.
And he'll sit there and he, like you said, they'll talk to you. Oh, what's wrong? What, come talk to me. What he do today?
Right.
Come, what's going on? And he's just biding his time.
Right.
That's all he's doing, biding his time, waiting for that demon to enter into you. And as soon as it happens, he's gonna snatch you up.
Right.
And before you know it, you already didn't have sex with him.
Right.
Yeah,
Damn
I'm
right.
too.
Go ahead.
And like they know that. You know what I mean? They know that they're speaking to this man because all he wants to do is, sleep with her. They know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's the attention. That's the thing that destroys you. It's that attention. Like he's gonna give you everything that you want. That open ear, that shoulder you can cry on. They know exactly what he's there for.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like attention today is destroying all of our brothers and a lot of our sisters.
Right.
I wouldn't say all of them, but most of our sisters are being destroyed through attention. That's why most of the time you're seeing women just half naked, if not butt naked, exposing themselves, twerking, trying to show as much as possible. It's not for money. It's for the likes. It's for the attention.
Exactly.
The attention is the new. For certain people, attention is the new root of all evil. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like just trying to be somebody. Like even though we see how, depressed these celebrities are and how, how much at ease they are all the time when you see them. Like you see the outcome of being the spotlight, and yet our people still thrive to go get it. Our people still they still degrade themselves just to get that attention.
Right.
Like, you can look at it. It's majority, and they're all. That one pose where they looking back the whole time. Like that's the new pose. Like the butt needs to be shown.
Mm-hmm.
Something has to be shown before I even take this picture. Before I even show myself on my social media or something like that. Like it's like attention is the new drug, and every like makes you feel a little bit better about yourself.
Right.
But really, you just really hate yourself.
Exactly.
You hate yourself, so you want other people to love you because you can't. You know what I mean?
Say it one more time.
You hate yourself, so you need other people to love you because you can't.
Damn. Ooh. I like that too. That's an excellent point. Because a lot of these times when you see these sisters, okay, they're beautiful on the outside, but a lot of them have some deep emotional trauma that's going on. They have low self-esteem. Right. So like you said, they don't love themselves.
Right.
So they're constantly seeking this attention from social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever it is. You need that attention because you don't love yourself.
Right.
It's just like wars today. Like a prostitute does not love herself. Y'all understand, right?
Right.
Like, man,
she does not give a damn about herself because she. I don't want to get too vulgar with it, but y'all pretty much know where I'm going. This sister, and it's a lot of sisters today, Salakia, they'll have sex with all these men, and for what? For money? To pay a bill? That's what you're doing it for? That sister hates herself.
Right.
She despises herself because a woman that, so like if I could, hold on. If you could you look up virtuous in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary, Bob Kashaw? I'll really appreciate it. But she absolutely hates it. Just let me know when you get it. She hates herself. Why? You letting all these different men up in you. You're compromising your safety. Y'all know, like, women who do, because apparently they call it a sex worker. That's the new term now. Sex worker, OnlyFans, all that stuff. And a lot of these women actually go up missing. That's what they're not telling you. That is dangerous. You're meeting up with random men that you know absolutely nothing about, and you're allowing them to enter inside of your body.
Unprotected too. You think he's buying a Birkin bag just to be safe? No. He's getting everything he wants out of that situation.
And you have no idea what this man is capable of. You know nothing. And you see sisters, but you don't see it. Slakia, you don't see it. Sisters turn up missing. They turn up missing. I was actually reading, it was an article earlier before I got here. They tried to say for specifically blacks and Hispanics, whenever we turn up missing, they try to immediately write it off as you ran away, as opposed to the so-called white man today, the Edomites, Esau. You know, one of them go missing, cops on their way, like, wait, where was he at? Where was she? What address? What's her cell phone number? What school did she go to? Where's her job? Who are her friends? You know, they trying to investigate.
Right.
Because those are their people, right? Oh, you got it?
Yeah, kind of. They wasn't popping up in the
It wasn't?
I did pull an excellent.
Okay, no, so if you could just read what you got.
Con. The definition of virtuous: having or showing virtue, especially moral excellence.
Moral excellence. That's actually the one I was looking for.
Yeah.
Is there anything after that?
Characterized by or possessing virtual or moral excellence, righteous, upright.
That's
okay. Now, if you could you look up the definition for righteous? If you could, I would appreciate it.
And while he's looking that up, he explained nothing physical.
Right.
You know what I mean? So being virtuous is nothing in your looks. So all these women who are using their looks to get what they want, it's, you know what I mean, it's a temporary situation. It has nothing to do with being virtuous. You're not a virtuous woman. You're actually, you know what I mean? I wouldn't say, it's depending on what you're doing with your looks.
Mm-hmm.
But majority of the time we have women using their looks to get materialistic things, like, you know what I mean, like we're getting into, like, and honestly, I mean, they got a term now for that too. Like, I'll wait for the brother to get done reading the definition, and we'll get to the modern day term of what they define themselves as far as this situation that we're speaking on.
You got it?
The definition of righteous in the Merriam-Webster dictionary: acting in accord with divine or moral law.
Moral what?
Moral law.
Law. Oh, hold on. Keep reading if you could.
Free from guilt or sin.
Or what?
Guilt or sin.
Guilt or sin. Y'all hear that, right? Acting in accord with divine or moral law, free from guilt or sin.
That's the definition of righteous, right?
That's the definition of righteous, which ties into virtuous.
Right.
Now, what was it? Exodus chapter 20, verse 14, thou shalt not commit adultery. If you being a whore, you're sinning, right?
What?
But it just says that if you are a righteous woman, you are free from guilt or sin. Prostitutes feel guilty about themselves after what they've done. You might not see it. They flaunt their money. They might, post a bag or whatever. Oh, I just got this bread, whatnot. But then she goes home and she cries herself to sleep. That's what you don't see. You don't see that she's a raging alcoholic and that she tries to drink her problems away because she's so disgusted with herself because of what she's done. But if you're righteous, you don't have to worry about any of that. And this goes for brothers too. It's not just women. You need to understand that the Most High is trying to teach you how to live. Satan teaches you how to die.
Right.
You understand? He gonna give you what you want. Satan like a slow poison, right? You don't know is there, you think, okay, whatever, I'm good, I'm still out and about. We take things for granted every single day. Just something as simple as waking up.
Right.
The Lord allowed for you to wake up. Okay? He could have offed you right there because of the things that you've done in your life. But he allowed for you to have another chance to wake up. You're still breathing, right? You're not sick. You're not dying. You still got your arms and legs. You can still see. We got brothers and sisters that are blind. Brothers and sisters who are what's the term I'm looking for? Paraplegic. They can't walk. They're in a wheelchair for the rest of their life because they got into a car accident.
Right.
Or maybe they were just born like that.
Right.
You need to stop taking the Most High for granted. Israel, you know, Black, Hispanic, Native Indians, we hard-headed.
Right.
We've been hard-headed for centuries. But guess what? You're still here today. You still have time.
Right.
Do not take it for granted.
Yeah, right.
The Lord is not playing with you. Okay? Salakia, go ahead.
Also, like to stick with the topic, also, like, what would you define what a whore is?
What is a whore? That's a great question.
I mean,
what is a whore?
What would you say? What
would
you
like,
think
what is a whore?
What is a whore? What is a whore, and what is a whoremonger?
A whore biblically is a, how can I say this? There's two, you know, you could be a whore spiritually, you know what I'm saying, and physically by sleeping with men. You know, you could be a whore by taking hold of the different philosophies. You know what I'm saying? And that comes with being a physical whore, because we taking the philosophy of, you know, believing in what the white man says.
Right,
you know, and the white man tells you could be a lesbian. You know what I'm saying? It's your body. You know what I'm saying? You could be over the man. You can do whatever you want. So, and then what a whoremonger is you know, a man cannot go out there sleeping with whores. You know, if you out there lusting over prostitutes and shenane on Facebook, twerking all day, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get that woman, and that woman's gonna destroy your whole spirit.
Right. Exactly. If I could, so it's like, you got something?
No, you go.
If I could, what you brought out was just so heavy. Could you give me Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 1? Baba Kasha.
Jeremiah 3:1.
Come.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 1. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him and become another man's,
right, shall
he return unto her again?
Shall he return unto her again? Y'all know what that sounds like, right?
Right.
One of the simplest things I've heard in my life is leave that hoe alone.
Right.
Plain and simple. I'm gonna put it to you like this: if your woman is a whore, she was never yours. It's just your turn.
Right.
And if she's out here doing Lord knows what with other men, let her go.
Right.
Because if you take her back, what does that say about you? You just further polluting yourself. But if you could keep reading.
Shall not that land be greatly polluted?
Polluted. There you go.
But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, saith the Lord.
So this kind of goes back to what you just brought up about how you can be a whore spiritually. You can be a whore spiritually. You don't necessarily have to have sex with other men to be a whore. And this also ties into brothers also, because we, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, Israel, we have played the harlots to the Most High. Apparently, God wasn't good enough for us. We decided that we wanted to go, you know, celebrate holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day. If I recall, Saul, who was the first king, the Lord made him out of what? Out of his anger. Because why? We wanted a king. We wanted a king because we wanted to be like the other heathens. Right. Because they had kings. Where's our king? Why don't we have one? Apparently serving God wasn't good enough for us. So you know what the Most High did? He said, all right, let me give y'all a king out of my anger. You can read all about Saul. We're not going to cover it too much during this class for the sake of time, but you can read all about Saul and all the things that he has done. Right?
So like I also got the definition of whore in there.
Oh no, go ahead.
In the Merriam-Webster dictionary, the definition of whore: a woman who practices unlawful sexual commerce with men, especially one who prostitutes her body for hire. A prostitute, a harlot, which is pretty much the whore we're speaking of on in this lesson. You know what I mean?
Right. That was another.
That's the Merriam-Webster.
Okay. Actually, no. Go ahead.
What you got another one?
No. I was actually going to add on to that. The second definition of whore is a promiscuous or immoral woman.
Back to morals, too. Right back to morals. You know what I mean? Like, not just your actions, it's also your ways of thinking, your representation of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be a wife and still be a whore. Look at a lot of celebrities' wives right now. The majority of celebrities' wives. You know
wait, what did you just say?
Stephen Curry wife.
Oh, man.
She's not sleeping with other men, but she's still a whore.
Oh, man. I'm glad you brought that up. Salakia, if I may, I don't want to cut you off, but what you brought up was a great point, because I remember this was like a long time ago, but I still remember when Aisha Curry was, this is Stephen Curry's wife we're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. She was kind of feeling some type because she wasn't really getting attention from other men. So it made her feel like, oh, I'm not attractive anymore.
Back to attention.
Why? First of all, why are you caring about what other men think of you? You got a man.
Exactly.
Right. You got a man.
And who could you put in perspective who's above that guy? You got a whole NBA player. You got a lot something that these women are pretty much selling their body parts for. You know what I mean?
But apparently that wasn't good enough.
It wasn't good enough.
It still wasn't good enough. She needs more attention. And that's a lot of sisters today. No matter what you do, I want to feel beautiful. I want to feel sexy when I go outside. So she goes out, it's like 40 degrees out, and she got a mini skirt on. And you like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm not from Cali, I'm from Connecticut, so I'm East Coast, and I'm telling you, I've seen this all the time. It's cold as hell outside. It's cold. We got, pants, boots, everything, sweatshirt, and she's out there in a mini skirt and heels. Right. Because she's that desperate for attention.
Right.
She just gotta have it, even though she most likely caught a cold the next day and she can't even go out no more because you're sneezing your brains out. You just gotta have it. That just leads to destruction, man. It's like, go ahead.
You said for All-Star Weekend?
All-Star?
No. I thought you said
no.
I thought you said for All-Star. I was about to say, no, they're not just looking for attention. They're looking for something else.
Oh,
you know what I mean? They're not just dressed for that.
Right.
But yeah, kind of like that's pretty. Which verse are we on right now?
Slaki. We just went over
Jeremiah. We got Proverbs.
Proverbs. Because I want to stay on time. You know what I mean?
Proverbs. Let's go 31 and
13.
We on 13 right now.
I think you were at 14. Slaki. You were at 14.
Be on 14. You probably keep on. Matter of fact, let's finish that.
Yeah, Proverbs chapter 31, verse 14.
The book of Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 14. She is like the merchant's ships. She bringeth her food from afar.
Mm-hmm.
She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household and a portion to her maidens.
Keep reading verse 17.
She considered a field and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength and strengtheneth her arms.
Okay, so it says, in verse 16, she considereth a field and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands and she planteth a vineyard. Y'all ever heard that term, a good woman could turn a house into a home? I don't know if anybody's ever heard that, but a good woman, she amplifies her household. She doesn't take away. That is an example of a good woman right now.
Right.
Okay? Because I know, Slagi, I'm just speaking from like personal experience. I know for me, look, I'm a pretty simple brother. I remember I moved into my first apartment, not saying other brothers are like this, but I just needed the essentials. That's all I needed. As long as I had, food, hot water, I had a place to sleep, I wasn't really, okay, water. I just needed the essentials. That's all I needed. But a woman will come, a good woman, Salakia, let me rephrase that. A good woman, you got a good woman in your life, she'll amplify it. She'll come in, she'll do things like start adding furniture. You know, she'll hit you, oh, babe, I think this looks really nice.
Right.
You know, she'll, you know, you got curtains
Right.
now, you know, you got the incense burning, the candles and whatnot. She's adding, all right? That's how you heard that term, what can you bring to the table? You as the man, you have the table, right? You provide the table. What can she add to it? What can you build together? A good woman wants to build with you, right? And that's a beautiful thing to have.
Right.
That is a beautiful thing, right? A whore, okay, she look good. What else she got to offer besides sex?
Right.
Majority is just taken away from what you have.
Exactly.
She's obviously with you because you have something valuable to her.
Right.
So I mean, honestly,
Salakia, not to cut you off.
No,
could you give me Hebrews 13:4, Buck Bishop?
Uh,
Go ahead.
yeah, but I mean, honestly, like as far as the title, I mean, we obviously don't have enough time to get into whoremongers. It's hard to do whoremongers and whores in the same lesson.
Oh, no.
We could probably just, you know what I mean, go from the difference between whore and a righteous woman more so, because it's just so much to get into because of this modern day woman at this time period. Because, you know what I mean, we can go in all day on how it's the norm to be a whore now. It's a norm. And going back off of the topic of what I was saying, like they have titles for it, which now is the norm title to make it seem as if it's not whoredom. They will say, "Oh yeah, well I'm a sugar baby and I got sugar daddies." Nah, you're a whore and you don't have to walk the streets. You're just catching flights to go get the money. You know what I mean? That's all it is. The sugar baby. Like, man, that stuff is honestly, it's an occupation now.
It is.
They have a website, and it's called I forget what it's called. It's called Sling something, and it's literally a website for sugar babies and sugar daddies.
right.
Like women are literally it's a website full of old men, and it's a website full of young women. Then the women have their perspective on the men they want. They want a nice dressed old man that they could manipulate and get his money.
Right.
And it's a website. And it's a website, you know what I mean, where it's kind of like the whole dating app thing. And like they find the men, they have conversations with, like they got a whole routine too, like the way that this lady was explaining it, like they get to know the, like it's more than just the guy asking for sex, and it's just like a whole thing of them having to get to know him and get to know like what his wife's name is. Like it's some crazy stuff. But at the end of the day, it all leads into just them flying out to him having his way, showing them a nice vacation, shooting them about $200 to $150, and then sending them back home.
Or
just so they can put the camera towards them and say, you know what I mean, aim it towards the beach, aim it towards the hotel, and say, hey, look at how we're living. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is how we're, that's what you just did. You just gave your whole body up for that shot. I hope that phone doesn't die on you. You know what I mean? Because otherwise it was just all for nothing. You just did it all for nothing. But Salakia,
Salakia, if I could, we got a little time. Hebrews 13:4.
God, the book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled.
Right.
But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge.
It says God will what?
God will judge.
God will save.
God will judge.
God will judge. How are you going to judge you? I'll tell you one thing, STDs. I know we always talking about COVID this, COVID that. Everybody afraid of COVID, but you still out here on Tinder or whatever you on, and you're having sex with all these people. You're not afraid of, I don't know, chlamydia, syphilis,
right,
gonorrhea. You know, you're not afraid of HIV. You know, HIV didn't just go away, right?
Right.
It's still here. Okay.
Got a new gonorrhea too. More heavy one. Like
hey, look, I don't know, and guess what? I don't
nose will fall off.
Let me tell you right now. I don't know, and I don't want to find out.
Exactly.
Okay. Let me tell you right now. If you love the Most High, you'll love yourself. You'll take care of yourself. The Lord literally teaches you how to take care of yourself.
Right.
If think about it, if you're a woman and you're only dealing with one man, then you don't gotta worry about getting an STD. If you're a brother and you're not sleeping with other men's women, you don't ever have to worry about things like that. And to go more on with the whoremongers, this falls more on the brothers. Brothers, please, please, stop entertaining this behavior. Like we brought up earlier, these women are doing this for attention.
Right.
Who is this attention aimed towards? It's you.
Right.
They want your likes.
Right.
They want your money. They want to say, "Oh, I got 600,000 followers, and 90% of them are some dudes from I don't know Wyoming or something."
Right.
And he's just lusting after her.
Right.
Don't know nothing about her. He don't even give a damn if she got a man. Sometimes she'll put a picture of her and her man in the photo, and you'll still see dudes in there saying all types of things. They just going down bad. You Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men, you need to understand that you are supposed to be a leader.
Right.
It's a chain of command. It goes the Most High, Christ, man, woman.
Right.
You are supposed to be over your woman, right? If you're constantly entertaining this type of behavior, then well, guess what? They're going to keep doing it.
Right.
I could go over to a sister and say, "Hey, you need to cover up." You think she's gonna listen to me? No, because there's 100 other dudes out there who are just drooling after this woman, not even having sex with her, like you said before. They don't even gotta have sex, or like you brought up earlier, Ramak, having a whorish spirit.
Right.
Her spirit is of that of a whore. So you, as a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, need to stop. Right? Because I guarantee you, she posts a picture on Instagram and they only get 10 likes as opposed to 10,000 likes. She's gonna wonder, like, wait, what's going on? Why is nobody liking my photos? Why is nobody following me? Why do I only have 5 followers as opposed to 5,000? They're gonna start to second guess themselves. And
those same comments too.
And oh yeah, the comments. Some of the things that you see on there is just, I can't even believe. Like, these are grown men.
You single?
Look, I'm not going to repeat what I've seen on there. Okay, I'm just going to leave that one alone. But another thing, whoremongers, men, stop having sex with women and leaving them. You need to understand that. That is somebody's daughter. That's somebody's sister, niece, auntie, whatever, right? I got sisters. They're young, they're children right now. But one day, Lord allow, they're going to be of grown women. Now, I wouldn't want that to happen to my sisters, my mother, right? Because brothers get real protective of the women in their household, but then they'll go right out and go dog somebody's daughter out. But you're not taking into accountability. What she's going through. Maybe that sister really liked you. You might have been the first man she ever been with. Who knows? I don't know. And you just broke her heart. You just left her, right? Now that's going to be her input on men for the rest of her life. Men are trash. Y'all hear it all the time. Men are trash. Men are dogs. This, that, and the third. What you don't see is what she's been through in her life to lead her to become like that in the first place. Right? She's not just saying that just because. That sister been through something. She's just so filled with hate. She's so angry because some man took advantage of her. Right? He treated her like she was just something to play with. You know how kids get new toys and then they don't want it anymore and they just throw it away? That's how you just treated her. All right? You need to take responsibility for the women that you deal with. If you lay with that, I hear this all the time. You lay with that woman, you stay with that woman. You understand? Salaki, you
And honestly, like we didn't even get into discussion of what a wife is, and because once you lay with her, there is no going back. That is your wife.
Right.
So if you're choosing this woman who looks preferably good, and she yells, she screams, she hits you, and you decide that okay, but she looks good,
Oh
I'm
man.
gonna lay with her, that's your woman. If this woman is traumatized off of some type of abuse she's been through, or some child molestation or something like that, and she's in the strip club and she's, you know what I mean, showing you exactly what you want to see, and you decide to be with that woman, that's that trauma that she has on her, that's going to be what you have to deal with for the rest of your life, because that's your woman.
Salaki, if
So-
I may, just to make a quick comment, it
Right.
said that a wicked woman is a portion, is gifted as a portion unto a wicked man, right?
Right.
There you go. Salaki, I just want
Oh no, no, it's good. But like what the brother was saying is heavy too, because it's just like there's a background to this behavior,
Mhm.
and that's why it's so out there in the norm, is because our people are really getting beat up right now. Like that, this whole thing. It's not a woman being brought up righteously that's thinking, oh, I want to be like them. I want to be like her. I want to be like her. You know what I mean? All these women are going through something. Our people are being destroyed.
Right.
Whether if it's some type of abuse, or whether if it's some type of neglect, or you know what I mean, or whether if it's some type of molesting that went on back in their history. They're they're doing this horse act not because they enjoy it. It's just because they're hiding something.
Right.
It's some type of trauma that's always backed up to it. So when you put your efforts in to support that behavior, you're supporting that child molester.
Right.
You're supporting that abusive parent who was beating them half to death most of their life. You're supporting that, you know what I mean, that uncle who always wanted to come sneak in the room and make sure that they was tucked in nice. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like you're supporting all these things when you support that behavior. When you show when you support a righteous woman and you support what a righteous woman should be, you know what I mean, you take away all the aspects of those traumatizing situations.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you can't be traumatized and be righteous at the same time. You're gonna have to pick either or. You're gonna have to choose between the two. You know what I mean? So everything that she's been through in her history, she's either gonna have to, you know what I mean, work her way through it, get it off her chest, or you know what I mean, find some type of counsel, or either way, she's gonna have to diminish it. That trauma has to be diminished, and when you diminish the trauma, you start awareing people that this behavior is wrong. What this person doing is wrong, so then they'll start to figure out what the base of the problem was. Who's the person that was touching this child? Who's like it would all start the Scooby-Doo mask will be lifted up off their heads, and you'll figure out who's behind all this. You know what I mean? You'll find out who that uncle is. You'll find out who this person is, or this mom who abused this child for most of their life. Like most of the people, they keep that with them. You know what I mean? As they grow up, they don't tell a soul, and they think that they're just doing fine and they're just doing whatever is, you know what I mean, pleasing to them, but really it's just pleasing to that spirit that's in them, that unclean spirit that's in them. Because you're carrying on that spirit if you're not, you know what I mean, recognizing the issue, and you're not trying to find different ways to get that spirit about you. Because if you've ever been through traumatizing situations like that, you carrying a spirit. And I mean, our people, we love to be strong, we love to be, you know what I mean, to try to feel like, okay, well, I'm good, I don't need no help, I'm good. But honestly, you know what I mean, you need this, you need help, and you need this truth, because ain't nobody gonna help you like the Lord's gonna help you.
Right.
You know what I mean? The Lord gonna get all. It's nothing that even we can do that the Lord is capable of doing to get all of that up off your chest. You know what I mean? All that off your emotion, all that off your spirit. You know what I mean? But you have to get it off you. And then we figure out what's leading into this problem. We figure out who the problem is, and you know what I mean, we deal with the problem. But molestation is not a normal thing that everybody should be carrying on, not speaking up about it, because that's going to lead you into what? Acting as a whore. You're going to think that man only wants you for your box. So you're going to think that, okay, the only most valuable thing that I have on me is my body. And what do we say that the most valuable thing that a woman could give you? You know what I mean? She's gonna bring you peace. She's not gonna bring you that peace if she's traumatized. She's not gonna bring you that virtuous spirit if she's traumatized and she has an unclean spirit on.
Right.
So we gotta get to the basis of all this. Like we gotta find a solution to all this, because all this whole wanting to be the look, have the weave, have the small skirt, have the, you know what I mean, chiseled body, the, you know what I mean, and showing it and having all the likes and all the comments and people feeling like they love you because of how you look and what you're physically bringing to the table. All this stuff is just, it's not the norm. That's not how it should be. It should not be based off of physical things. Like when we read the definitions, it always goes into your morals.
Right.
And men, and us as brothers, we need to be finding women with good morals.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? And I would say, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? All praises to Commanding General Yohana for raising up these daughters. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like these women are setting an example. They'll be the mothers of the new nation of Israel. So when we come up, they'll be the start off like, yeah, I was breaking this down before, when we were still in the world. I was out here. I was virtuous to my man. I gave my man peace. I'm going to be the example that you need to see on who you need to be when you step into this truth. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I was over here.
No. You two are. What you brought out was excellent. And I just want to do this one more time. I just want to clap it up for the Most High. For allowing us to be here, for allowing brothers and sisters to even know what the truth is, for showing himself onto us. And we're going to continue to do this work. But for the sake of time, we are in class. So, all right, I'm Mijum, just a brother up here. Yeah. The camera.
I think I just step back.
That's cool.
So you want me to wait?
Yeah, just like. Actually, yeah,
That's pretty cool. Just step back.
that's fine. That's fine.
Had to find it.
Great. Sar, fix me. Sar,
La Yasharala.
which is to Israel. Sar. Sar, fix me. Amadiam upon Yah Akwadam, which means to rise and face the east. We're doing the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malak with Ka.
Malak with Ka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Matazaka.
Matazaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Rataza.
Rataza.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Tamanawa.
Tamanawa.
Come.
Come.
Call.
Call.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Salakanawa.
Salakanawa.
Kabawatinawa.
Kabawatinawa.
Kasalakanawa.
Kasalakanawa.
Kabawatinawa.
Kabawatinawa.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Kabayanawa.
Kabayanawa.
Manasayawan.
Manasayawan.
Ball.
Ball.
Awashaynawa.
Awashaynawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Rai.
Rai.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Amalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Wa'ala.
Wa'ala.
Watapara.
Watapara.
Lawalamian.
Lawalamian.
Aman.
Amen. The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father.
Our Father,
which art in heaven.
which art in heaven,
Hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done
in earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
Our daily bread.
our daily bread,
And forgive us our debts.
and forgive us our debts,
As we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation,
But deliver us.
but deliver us
from evil.
From evil.
For thine is the
For
kingdom.
thine is the kingdom
And the power.
and the power
And the glory.
and the glory
Forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Akak, which is the power in Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashem.
Bahashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Babakashah.
Babakashah.
Thanganawa.
Thanganawa.
Hakak.
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 Larba'ah.
Larba'ah.
Kol.
Kol.
Makala.
Makala.
Wakol.
Wakol.
Mandawat.
Mandawat.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Latahor.
Latahor.
Hamatazarayim.
Hamatazarayim.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Laquayim.
Laquayim.
Hamathim.
Hamathim.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Al.
Al.
Rakawah.
Rakawah.
Hatama Allah.
Hatama Allah.
Garashun.
Garashun.
Bahashem.
Bahashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Throw water.
Throw water.
Aman.
Amen. Hakak, meaning the power in the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of, it's like it. In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua,
Please.
Please.
Give us the power.
Give us the power.
The power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And
All manner of disease.
The power to cleanse.
the power to cleanse,
The lepers.
The lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the
The
dead.
power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
to cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua,
Thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it. The blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Yaka Allah.
Wa Yaka Allah.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Matazab Ya'ah.
Matazab Ya'ah.
Alawak Yahana.
Alawak Yahana.
Ha Alawakim.
Ha Alawakim.
Ha Saranyim.
Ha Saranyim.
Ha Kwatazayoyin.
Ha Kwatazayoyin.
Haka Yayoyin.
Ha Yayoyin.
Wa Akwatyin.
Wa Akwatyin.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashem.
Bahashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
The water.
The water.
Amen.
Amen. The blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushua.
And Yahushua,
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yohanan.
Commanding General Yohanan.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
in the name of Yahushua,
Thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
All. Ahariam.
Ahariam.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Gaba'ah.
Gaba'ah.
Isaiah.
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 Ma'aim.
Ma'aim.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shamawon.
Shamawon.
What? Watazah.
Watazah.
All. Yadon.
Yadon.
Mamawat.
Mamawat.
Zagolka.
Zagolka.
All. Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Shamorka.
Shamorka.
Lana.
Hana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Arwam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yayashun.
Yashun.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Yasharala.
Yasharala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazolka.
Tazolka.
Al-Yah.
Al-Yah.
Yamimka.
Yamimka.
Yawamam.
Yamawam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarah.
Wayarah.
Malayallah.
Wala'ah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makol.
Makal.
Rai.
Rai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Atnapashka.
Atnapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza'aka.
Taza'aka.
Wawa'aka.
Wawa'aka.
Ma'ita.
Ma'ita.
Wa'ai.
Wa'ai.
Awalam.
Awalam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord.
My help cometh from the Lord,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade
The Lord is thy shade
upon thy right hand.
upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee
The Lord shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in Hebrew. Salah. Alahayim,
all,
Damaya,
Damaya,
Laka,
Laka,
all, Takarash,
Takarash,
all, Tashakwat,
Tashakwat,
all, Kaya,
Kaya,
Hana,
Hana,
Awiyabika,
Ayabika,
Yahama,
Yahama,
Yawan,
Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al,
Al,
Amaka,
Yamaka,
Ya'ayamwa,
Ya'ayamwa,
Sawada,
Sawada,
what? Wayata,
Wayata,
Yatazawa,
Yatazawa,
Al, Tazapawanyaka,
Tazapawanyaka,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanakakina,
Wanakakina,
Magoya,
Magoya,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Sham,
Sham,
Yasharala,
Yasharala,
Awada,
Awada,
Kawa,
Kawa,
Nawa,
Nawa,
Tazawa,
Tazawa,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Ayaka,
Ayaka,
Mariah,
Barak,
Yakarathwa,
Yakarathwa,
Ahaya,
Ahaya,
Salakia, Ahaya,
Ahaya,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wa, Yashamai,
Yashamai,
Alayam,
Alayam,
Mawa'aba,
Mawa'aba,
Wagariyam,
Wagariyam,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wa'ai, Salakia, Wamaiwan,
Wamaiwan,
Wamayalak,
Wamayalak,
Palashat,
Palashat,
Amashabia,
Amashabia,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gum,
Gum,
Ashawar,
Ashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Yep, Salakia, Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zarwai,
Zarwai,
Labanya,
Labanya,
Lawat,
Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Laham,
Laham,
Kamadyan,
Kamadyan,
Kasaya,
Kasaya,
Sara'at,
Sara'at,
Kayabyan,
Kayabyan,
Manakal,
Manakal,
Salakia, Koyashwan,
Kawashwan,
Nashab, Nashamadwa,
Nishamadwa,
Bayan,
Bayan,
Dara,
Dara,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
La'adama,
La'adama,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Nada,
Nada,
Ya,
Ya,
Mawa,
Mawa,
Kara,
Kara,
Ukaza Abba,
Ukaza Abba,
Ukaza Bat,
Kazabat,
Ukatazol,
Ukatazol,
Manai,
Manai,
Call,
Call,
Nasayakamwa,
Nasayakama,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Nayash, Slakia, Nayarasha,
Nayarasha,
Lanawa,
Nawa,
Af,
Af,
Naawaf,
Nawa,
Alahaya,
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 Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Gogala,
Gogala,
Quash,
Quash,
Lapanya,
Lapanya,
Salakia, Rawaka,
Rawaka,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Tabaira,
Tabaira,
Ya'ira,
Ya'ira,
Wa,
Wa,
Kala'aba,
Kalaba,
Kalahat,
Kalahat,
Harayam,
Iram,
Kun,
Kun,
Taradatma,
Taradama,
Basa'iraka,
Masa'araka,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapaka,
Wapaka,
Tabalam,
Tabalam,
Malam,
Malam,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kwalawan,
Kwalam,
Waya,
Waya,
Kwashwa,
Kwashwa,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Labashwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Ahawa,
Mawa,
Adyai,
Ayai,
Waya,
Aya,
Kaparwa,
Kaparwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Barwa, Bayat, Daiwa, Kayat, Atab, Shamka, Yahweh, the Barka, Aliyawan, Al, Kalaha, Harazah.
Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still,
And
O
be
God.
not still, Salaki. And be not still, O God.
For
lo,
thy enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee, have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel. Against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come. And let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarenes. Gabal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them. As unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kison. Which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb. And like Zaid. Yea. All their princes of Zabah. And as Amunah. Who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God. In possession. Oh my God. Make them like a wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth a wood. And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them. With thy tempest. And make them afraid. With thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. O Lord. Let them be confounded. And troubled forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou. Whose name alone. Is Yahweh. Art the most high. Over all the earth.